Hi students, welcome back to Digital Arts 1. Today we are going to learn how to use the pencil tool. It's a really cool feature because when you get your settings, your smoothness adjusted, you can literally just draw. And it is so fun. So let's do that. I'm going to just kind of introduce you to how to do this assignment really quick. So you have a couple of different options to get started. Number one, you can create your own sketch. So you can see that this student did a sketch of this cute little octopus with some bubbles. Very simple sketch, it's not complex, okay? And the student then uses the pencil tool, and you can see I've got the layers open over here. And if I start clicking on these, you'll notice that the student created some bubbles, and then outlined the head, and then did the legs in the front, then the legs in the back. We've got the eyes. There's a C back, so it makes it look a little blurry. Whoops, don't need to put her name on there. The mouth and the suction cups. So in the end, when the student exports this, it looks really cute. I think I have that up. Let me go ahead and I'll pop that up right now. So this is the finished product. Super cute, super simple. You can do that. The other option is to import an image that it could be a photograph that you've taken, or you can go to the internet and go and find something that is fair use, meaning that whoever drew it or posted it has given permission for you to use it. And so I'm going to teach you how to do that today, because there are copyright infringements if you use somebody's work and that you don't have permission, okay? So here's an example of the student has imported this image. They've got their original image locked in a layer. And I'm not going to show the background right now because that'll actually just kind of cover up the whole thing. But the background does have to be on the bottom. So let's take a look at the student's process. They drew the shirt, and then they did the hair. They did the head. They did the hat, the eyes, the mouth, the nose, and then their background layer had that other people in there. So it looks really nice, doesn't it? So this is what you're going to learn how to do today. So if you go the route of Googling an image, let's say you want to do like a My Little Pony, you can just search up whatever it is you want to search for and go to images, and then you want to go over here to tools, and when you click on tools, a little drop down over here and usage rights comes up. Okay, so this is how you don't get into trouble. So if you have labeled for reuse with modification, that means that you can use it and you can modify it in a program. Labeled for reuse just means that you have to use it as is. Now, non-commercial reuse with modification is kind of what we're doing. We're just doing a school project. This isn't going to go on my website where I'm trying to sell anything. It's not going to be used to try to make money or promote something, right? So there's two there. There's labeled for non-commercial use, but we want the one with modification. So let's go ahead and click on that, and then that will filter those responses. And so we get fun little My Little Pony examples. Here's a really cute one. Here's a really cute one. So you do have some great examples that you could grab. So what you're going to do is pick the one that you want, and okay, I'll just go ahead and go with this one, and then you'll click on that, and then you're going to right click and save image as. Okay, so click save image as, and then you're gonna save that to your digital arts folder. So here's my digital arts sample folder that I've had, and I'll go ahead and call this my pencil tool assignment, and I'll just make a folder that I can put my materials in for that so I can find them easily. And I can leave the name as it is. That's fine. I'll know what it is, and I'll click Save. So next I need to open up Inkscape. And the very first thing that you're going to do when you open your Inkscape files, you're going to save it. Save as. You're going to put that in your digital arts folder under the pencil tool assignment folder if you created one. And here's how you're going to name it. Okay? You're going to name it with your first name and your last name, like putting your name on your paper. And you can call it pencil tool and whatever you want to call it. I could add My Little Pony. Okay? Save that. It's an SVG file, and that gives your file a name. And then from here on out, so that you can keep your RAM nice and fresh, you can click Save or Control S anytime you need to, or there's also a little logo over here that you can click on. Always be saving, right? So you can make your canvas the size of the page by hitting 5. 5 is the shortcut for bringing your canvas right up in center, fill in the screen. Okay, and then you're going to bring that image in. I'm going to iconify my undo history doc. It's just going to be over here on the side. I don't need that right now. I'll go to Layer and click on Layers. Okay, so my layers must be over here somewhere. There's my fill in stroke. I always want to have that up. And here's my layers. So if they're not showing up, they're probably iconified over to the side. So you saw how I just had to click and drag that out, and then I could see them. All right. So I'm going to File, Import. Okay, click Import. And then go to your digital arts folder, go to your pencil tool assignment folder, and you're going to import that image that you pulled off of the website. Or if you drew something, you're just going to take a picture of it with your phone. You can email it to yourself, and then you can save it to your folder from your email. Okay? Does that make sense? Email it to yourself, open it up on your computer, save it or download it to your digital arts folder. All right. Then you'll open, and you want to embed. You don't want to link, okay? You want to embed it because I want to be able to see it. So click OK. All right. And here is your awesome little picture. Remember, you can hold down Control as you size it so that you don't skew it, because if you grab and go like that, you can skew it. Hit Control Z if you did that on accident. And you can make sure that your character is on your canvas. Okay? Remember, you can grab this zoom tool over here anytime you want and zoom in by just clicking and dragging around the area that you want to zoom in on. And if you want to bring it back to full page again, just hit the number 5. 5. Okay? All right, so I'm going to call this layer my original image. Okay? Hit enter. All right, and I'm going to lock it. Okay? So you're going to have to add layers now. And you've got these cute little add and delete layers. You don't want to delete any. And I'm just going to say that if you're ever watching a video that I've posted or your own that you're looking up and they tell you to merge your layers, don't ever merge your layers. If you do that, I don't have any evidence that you did that work, okay? And I always have you submit your Inkscape file because I do look at all of your layers. So never merge. You're going to add a layer, and you can call this like the ear layer, and click add, okay? So you're going to start your work in your ear layer. And so maybe I'll just zoom in, and you're going to grab your pencil tool, and you're going to make sure that your smoothness is set, and figure out what color you want to do that. And maybe you do a different color. You don't have to do the color that's on there. And you're essentially just drawing like that. Okay, so remember you've got your fill and stroke so that you can increase the width of your lines. And there is a really cool video that I'm going to show you. It is done by this woman called V Scorpion, and she just teaches the pencil tool so eloquently. I love her voice, and so I'm going to now hand this off to V Scorpion. But real quick before I do, I just want to show you one more cute example of a student that imported a drawing that they did, and unfortunately they didn't finish the entire background. That would have been really awesome, but they didn't, and that's okay. If I unclick on the background, then I just see the dragon floating in space. I wanted to just show you really quick that you can how to submit when you're all done. Okay, so first of all, any layers that are visible are going to show up in your export. Okay, so if this is visible, then when I go File, Export, Ping Image, this is how you're going to get your image, the one that you can actually see. Okay, this Export Ping Image dialog box comes up, and remember that this is the export button here, and if you click close when complete, then you'll know that you've actually finished your export, because a lot of students will make the mistake that they think this is the export button and they'll go export as, and it's like, no, that wasn't the export button. Whoopsie, where's my digital arts folder? That is just telling this dialog box where to save it and how to save it. So it's gonna save as drag and drawing ping, okay, in my digital arts pencil tool assignment folder. That's all that's doing, is telling it how and where to save it. I didn't just export it. It's not exported. Okay, export. Now when I click that, ding, it exports it, and the dialog box disappears because I had clicked that close the dialog box, right, when it's exported. So now I know it's exported. So we're just going to compare. Now I'm going to go back to my layers, and I want to uncheck the background. Okay, I want to show you the difference between when the background's checked and when the background's not checked. So now I'm going to go File, Export Ping, and I'm going to save this as drag and drawing white background. Okay, and go ahead and click export. Let's go to my folder and take a look at the difference between those two images. So I'm just going to go and find my digital arts folder, and I've got two ping images that I've exported. Okay, look at the difference. The first one was the one that I exported that had the background image visible. Okay, so we don't want to see your drawing, so make sure that you hide your drawing by closing the eye on that layer. That way when you export it, all we see is your work. Okay, so once you have that done, then of course you're going to go File, Save, right? Or yeah, you've already saved it. So File, Save, and you're going to submit both the SVG file and the ping file. So I'd be submitting my SVG and my ping. So thank you for your attention to detail on that. I know that these things seem just like, so, you know, detailed and everything, but this is a really important part of being a designer, is those little details about knowing how to name your things properly and knowing the difference between exporting and saving and submitting both of your files, knowing that one of those files is actually an image and the other is not. This SVG file is not an image. Yes, if you go double click on that, it's going to open it in a browser, an internet browser, but it's not designed to be open in an internet browser. And so your browser is going to like try to interpret what all that code means, but the browser doesn't get it right, and it doesn't look the way that it's supposed to. It only looks the way it's supposed to, the SVG, when you go into the Inkscape file and you go File Open and you open your SVG inside Inkscape. Then it looks the way it's supposed to, and I can see your work and your layers, and I can click around and move things, and I can see exactly what you did. So I always want to see your work. All right, thank you.